my name is Nitya Narasimhan. I'm a PhD in computer engineering with a background in ubiquitous computing and mobile and web development. I've been in the technology industry for over 2 decades, from startups and industry to academia and consultancy. And the thing that I'm here for is because, like each and every one of you, I'm also a community organizer. I run the Google Developer Group in New York City. We're one of 700 chapters worldwide. I also run a second chapter in Hudson Valley, an hour north of here. And I'm like every one of you. I joined it for 2 reasons, right? One, I wanted personal connections. I was a remote worker at the time I started going to meetups, and I wanted to see people. And the second is I wanted professional growth. I wanted networking and resources to help me succeed in my career. That's what we all are. Turns out, pretty much all your community wants the same thing. And more importantly, what happens is when you recognize that, you can make a difference. In our case, everybody pray. 1, my group this month turned 2 years old. And it's even more remarkable. We won't talk how old I am, but it's more remarkable because we actually failed 2 years ago. We had to come back up from 0. And today we are 5,500 strong in a technology community. And we're adding 150 people a month consistently. And we get 300 RSVPs for a venue that seats 125, right? That's huge. And this is New York, by the way, we are a competitive bunch over here, right? So it means something. And so it's like, I wanted to ask, like, why did that happen, right? 2 years we made it happen, why? And this is literally the crux of what I want to talk about. Because representation matters, right? Yes. So, when we talk about representation, remember I was telling you, why did I go to a meetup? 2 things. I wanted to feel like, personal connections and professional growth. And it really matches into 2 things. The first is identity. You want to be accepted for who you are. The second is purpose. You want to be kind of seeing visible role models for who you aspire to be, right? Those are the 2 things. And if a community has them, you will feel like you belong. I've heard so many people talk about belonging. That's what it means. If I get choked up, please. It happens, man. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, and I want to share a couple of anecdotes. First is belonging. You can't see the picture, but it's a famous picture of this little boy who was in President Obama's office who said, "Can I touch your hair? It looks like mine." Right? This is the essence of belonging in a community. You have tiny traits that exemplify you, and if you see another person who shares the tiny trait, you feel just a little bit more comfortable. 1 minute left, wow. Second is empowering. And this was the picture that was seen around the world, right? Little kid sees Michelle Obama hanging up in a gallery, and she says, "Oh, I can be first lady one day." That is also true of us. You want to empower people to aspire and reach those goals. So how do we do that as community organizers? It turned out that in my community, the fact that I was a woman organizer running a big tech meetup meant women showed up. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Second thing is, we did things. A woman who left her work to have kids came back and she was like, "I don't think I can code." We would meet up in coffee shops and do stuff, right? Today, she published an Android app and she's like, "I love to code and I want to go back and do more." So how can we make a difference? It's actually 3 things. First, create learning opportunities for people. On that side, the little orange shirted kid is my son, so tell him I said his name out. But that was DevFest. We ran a 2-day developer conference. Little kids came, built robots, and battled them. And the one thing I wanted to take away is these kids, all ages, all ethnicities, all religions, didn't matter. They wanted to kill your bot, right? And that's what happened. What happened to them? At that time, they don't look at you and say, "You're different from me." They're like, "I'm going to kill your bot." And that's what made it so awesome, right? And the second one is provide resources and mentorship. Down there, February 2nd is Global Diversity CFP Day. We ran an event where first-time women, like first-time speakers, people who have never spoken before, encouraged them. We took a pledge, you will all submit to a workshop this year. They did, right? They needed mentorship, and they got it. Most important, enforce a code of conduct. Don't put it on, enforce it. Be the person who steps on and say, "You go harass someone, you're out of here," right? And that, at the end of the day, is the message I want to take. Representation matters, right? Make visible role models. Give people learning opportunities. They will come back. And just a shout out, for every time I see a conference that says, "Hey, we can't get women speakers," we're running a conference tomorrow. It's called the International Women's Day at New York City in our meetup. That's 25 speakers, 1 man. You're welcome.